my back. I've got 2 partial slip discs. I can live with it, but when I put it under undue stress, then it can become a problem.
Pray for me, Jesus, pray for me.
That's what started this. Just sat in the saddle, glutes getting tighter, back getting worse.
Yeah, the tightness there, everything's just bunching and pulling together.
Yeah, Louis.
Welcome to this nondescript hotel room in Salford. Listen, before this video starts, firstly, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you know when we go live with our videos. And I need to raise a glass, a toast, to the, let's call it what it is, the sponsor of today's video, the power meter company 4i. Without them, there will be no FTP video right now. The day before we set off for Mallorca, my old power meter kaput, dead, gone. We reached out to these guys at 4i, and within the same day, we had one on its way. The day before I went to Mallorca, it was on my bike. So thankfully, thanks to them, we can bring this video to you now. Without further ado, I compare indoor FTPs to outdoor FTPs. Leave a comment if you have tried this as well. Which one do you prefer, indoors or outdoors? What are the benefits? Well, for me, I'm going to tell you in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So sit back, relax, enjoy your brew, and I'll catch you on the other side. Wow, thanks Chris. It's been 2 days since I got back from Mallorca and I'm feeling fresh, raring to go. I've not had 2 weeks off the bike. I've not had back issues. I've not had nerve issues down my legs. I've been fine. I didn't have to nip to the hospital because I woke up with chest pains one night and I thought I was having a bit of an heart attack. None of that happened. They didn't even shave my chest to put an ECG on and test me. Or take blood tests. Or do an x-ray. None of that's happened. So here I am, ready to take on the indoor FTP. And I can't help thinking, maybe I should have done it the opposite way around. Maybe I should have done FTP indoors first, then outdoors, because everyone tends to say you have more power outdoors. So am I going to chase the power that I had outdoors? Or am I going to accept that I'm going to power less and not be too fussed if I don't hit the numbers? I don't know. But this is more of a comparison as to how does it feel? What are the differences? And what would I give as advice to people that are taking on FTPs, both indoor and outdoor? Now, I ain't a coach. I know you might think I am because I do have a lot of knowledge, but don't come to me for tips. But I will, however, give you my advice on what I think. And because you don't pay for it, hey, take it or leave it. So here we are. It is, honestly, will this be the 3rd week since I got back from Mallorca now? Third week, 2 physio sessions. Like I said, I went to A&E. It's another story. I'm absolutely fine, so don't worry about it. I just felt like I had to tell you because, you know, if it in on YouTube, did it even happen? Yeah, I did spend 11 hours in A&E. But I'm all right, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. In fact, I'll tell you when it was. It was the day before I did my last Zwift race when my heart rate was like boop, 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 skyrocketing. So I must be all right. I've got to be all right. So warm up, FTP. Let's have some FTP montage now of indoor and outdoor and all that jazz. And then we'll talk numbers after the FTP test. Thanks. So we're starting with a 20-minute warm-up, and then we're going to some efforts up and over around FTP, and then we're going to a 5-minute hard over FTP effort, but I'm not bothered about that. I know that's going to give you a true No, I'm not bothered, because this FTP ain't about finding target zones, because we'll just drop that anyway when it gets too hard. This is just seeing if I can like match the power from outdoors. And normally within a couple of pedal strokes you do get an idea of how your legs feel, and so far they feel alright. Probably could have done with a coffee beforehand, just to perk me up, but I tend to yawn when I get nervous. I remember sitting on the start, where was I? It was a big race, and I remember sat waiting in the pen to go, and I'm not talking Zwift race, I'm talking track racing, right? I remember I just used to sit there and just yawn all the time. Anyway, I've procrastinated enough. This is it. I have to do it. I have to commit. I've got no more excuses. I'll see you on the other side. Hello? I'm alright, you? Yes, as far as I'm aware, that's alright. Can I phone you back later? Give me a little while. Cheers, Demi. Bye bye. Come on, back to 12, come on! 12, fight! Come on, 2 to go. Come on! 15. All right, let's analyse the two, see what assumptions we can create from all this. Transitioning. So there we go, FTPs are in the bag. I'll tell you one thing, both of them sucked, but one sucked slightly less than the other. So, let's talk numbers. Outdoor FTP, I managed to achieve 323 watts compared to the indoor where I only managed 300 watts. Disappointed? Yes, I am, because my previous FTP test on Zwift was 306. So does that mean I've not improved in fitness? Have I decreased my fitness? I don't know. Safe to say that I didn't come into the indoor FTP probably as prepared as I should have done. Been off the bike a couple of weeks. Thought that might have played into my advantage in the fact that I was carrying some decent fitness from the Mallorca training camp, raffle 500, had a bit of a break, let's call it a taper. My bike was in bits, so I couldn't do anything. Does that play a part? I don't know. But one thing I did know is that 20 minutes indoors lasts just a little bit longer than 20 minutes outdoors. It's hard for me and my mentality to stay focused on the effort, to almost block out time and space as a continuum, right? Every minute felt like 3, and every 5 minutes felt like 30. But in my opinion, that an indoor FTP is more accurate to where you're at, because that is you, stripped back bare. There's no scenery to try and inspire you and push you on. There's no undulations in roads and different kind of gradients that will just ease that pressure and put that feeling into a different part of the muscle just to try and ease that tension at the front of the quad. You might just start feeling it more in that hip flexor, in that glute as you raise up a little more, and so on and so forth. So for FTP testing, unless you can find a dead flat road with a continuous wind or lack of wind, I think the best place to do your FTP test is always going to be indoors. I think you're going to get a much more real reflection of your current fitness level, and then you can base obviously your training zones from that. Because if we now take my training zones based on my outdoor and I go indoors, I'm going to be nowhere near hitting those numbers. It will be a pointless task to set my FTP to 323 and then start training indoors based on those values. I'm going to do myself an injury. I'm going to overtrain. I'm going to fatigue myself a lot sooner than if I stick to the 300 FTP that I've got here now. And, you know, you jump on a bike on a good day, that fitness comes back a little bit quicker, you're feeling a little bit stronger, back's feeling a bit stronger. You might find that actually that FTP probably bumps itself up a little bit, but I can guarantee no matter how strong I'm feeling, I will not be able to achieve the outdoor numbers. 1, outdoors, I don't think personally, and 2, indoors. So my summary is this. Summary. If you train indoors, use your indoor FTP. If you train outdoors, do an FTP indoors, then go and train outdoors. I'm no scientist, I'm no sports physician. All I know is what I felt, and they both sucked. But at least now I have a decent, stable idea of where I need to be training. But the thing is, we're into February now. The weather still isn't going to be great for training outdoors back in the UK. So should I go away again? Leave your comments down below and let me know. I think I should, but will the sponsors deem that valuable enough? Who knows? Secondly, if I am going to be training back here, can I get more bang for my buck training on Zwift? and using Zwift as a training platform, a la Matt Heyman at Paris-Roubaix, keep the sessions shorter, more intense, can I get a bigger bang for my buck? Rather than always trying to focus on being outdoors and going for those long rides, but not really focusing that training zone on where we need to be to get the adaptations I need to complete Flanders. Now, I know I could probably complete Flanders now, but I want to complete it. I don't just want to complete it. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a mix of the two, but I think training is going to have to, be based on Zwift, and I think that's something that I need to investigate a little bit. So maybe that'll be coming up in next week's video. Listen, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop your FTP down in the comments below. We don't care about your weight. I want to know your FTP. Leave it in the comments down below. I'll see you on the next one. That's a wrap.
Oh, good. Can you now leave my hotel room, please?